I'm like, So I chewed my. Yeah, I will. Thank you. I chewed my adjuster.
Hello.
Stay on the river, Tony.
Mr. Bear.
Afraid to talk to you, you sound like you're not in a good mood.
And they don't fishing all the time. Sometimes it's about to relax or
Oh, you're fine. I said,
It's all about the bear on the river.
First thing you catch one of them slimy.
You're right.
You can go buy, you can go down to Schnucks and buy that shit. It's
Yeah,
pretty.
I'll go buy them fillets already frozen.
Yeah, Sherry's, you're sitting up at the top.
I'm at the big kid table tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
This one works.
Gentleman of Scholar.
I can't. Can you hear that?
We were just talking, Tony, the worst thing that can happen when you're fishing is if you catch clean it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everything sounds good.
Yep, I heard a couple bigger boats fire up down there last night, or yesterday afternoon. I'm like, man, there goes some
Gretchen,
fuel.
Gretchen
Yeah.
bought its condo, the middle of June. And I got a new vehicle. And so we were there. Thank you, Hydrich. I have to tell you what he said to me.
You already did, that's why I said that.
Yeah, thank you. It must be nice. Well, you should see my ride that I have now. And so.
Oh, God.
Yeah, they hit me.
Yeah.
So I got the Yukon.
How'd you do it?
Now, so I told Mike, I'm like, I'm gonna make sure Hydrich sees me getting into that Yukon.
Thank you.
And say, hey, thanks for the I was able to get my Yukon.
Now it jumped up.
Hi, how's it going, Al?
All right. That one from home. I'll take it.
Sorry, I got all my crap.
Whatever you want to get.
Oh my God.
Good. You sitting there tonight?
The guy was fairly embarrassed.
I walked up with one because
Hi.
I started
Thanks,
one and
Tony.
I just didn't feel like
Oh,
Be good.
getting
thank
motivated
you.
when I
I
get
should
home.
enlist you more often.
Okay.
So I told Jeff when we finally made it through from our table at lunch today.
Oh.
But I told JB, I said, you'd think when you look out and say this city table would go first, you'd pick the one with the most guns at it. You know, we had all the cops with us, but
Yeah.
I told Jeff when I walked through, I said, this is kind of cool because we had one person from each ward. We had full coverage today.
Yes.
Yeah, there was full coverage.
Oh, lordy, lordy. Saw that 170 pages.
It's all contract stuff for two people.
Good God.
I know. I started reading it.
You read every word of it, didn't you, Doug?
Yeah.
It's in both.
Did.
I got into the
Articles
second one, I'm
will
like, I've read
refer-
this already.
So I'll read the highlights.
Mark Russell read the whole thing.
How you doing, Mark?
How you doing, Mark?
Hey, stranger. How are you, Mark?
Oh, you sitting up
I
here? not by
am.
me?
I am.
Ooh.
Because I wanted to sit up
I
here by
thought
you.
Sal would be sitting here.
Nope.
Agenda.
Sal sits over there. I sit up here.
There you go.
Sal's got to run the computer. She's the one that yells at us
She's
tonight.
taking over here.
Well, she's always the one that yells at us. But that's
She
okay.
I'm
just
sorry,
wanted
what?
to sit by me.
I said, you get to be the one to yell at us tonight. I'm like, well, no, that's usually you anyway. It's just.
Yeah, I'm like, but what changed? I'm like, I yell anyway, so it doesn't really matter, does it?
Thank you, sir.
I'll just yell up here.
Jimmy John's here.
Oh, this is going to be short and sweet.
And there's
There he is.
Hi,
How you
Mike.
doing?
doing great.
Keeping us straight.
No executive session tonight.
Oh,
I guess Mizzou's real season starts
That's not a
this
bad
week.
price for a mile.
Things changed quite a lot now. And now we're ranked higher
Plus
than
it's
them.
gonna
so
be
you-
I know.
Yes.
Mary's here. Nelson isn't. I don't think Bruni.
Okay. Everybody ready?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Council workshop meeting, Monday, October 2nd, 2023, 6 p.m. Bear?
Here.
Briggs?
Here.
Coulter?
Here.
Heidrich? Holtmeyer?
Here.
Patke? Reed?
Here.
Wessels?
Here.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Will all the committee members answer if they have or have not read the approval of the minutes dated August 21st, 2023? Bear?
Yes.
Briggs?
Yes.
Coulter?
Yes.
Holtmeyer?
Yes.
Patke?
Yes.
Reed?
Yes.
Wessels?
I need a motion, fellas.
I'll move.
Second.
Motion by Wessel, second by Bear to approve the minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Approval is approved. Go ahead.
Report of department heads, Parks Department, City Auditorium roof replacement. Wayne?
Evening, council. In front of you, you have a bid or a couple bids for the replacement of the city auditorium exterior roof. And so that project would keep, you'd visibly still be able to see the interior ceiling of the auditorium with all the woodwork and everything like that. This would be a spray foam roof application on the outside of the roof. Myself, Chad Owens, and Tim Egan went down to Owensville's Senior Center, has the same type of roof on a older brick building. And we were out looking at the roof from a parking lot, so a distance away, and a lady came out and she's like, "What the heck are you guys looking at?" And it was a lady that runs the Senior Center, and so she wasn't prompted. We didn't tell her we were coming, and she said they were have been very, very happy with their roof. They actually have someone living, I think, upstairs on the second floor, and they were spending gobs of money on energy to cool it in the summertime. And she said, excuse me, this foam roof has drastically reduced their energy bill and their AC bill in the summertime for that tenant. So very good application. So we bid this out. You can see the bids. Midwest Commercial Roofing came in at $117,790, and then Napier Construction, Shingle Tech came in at $142,794. Egan's overseeing the project for us, since it's a little more complicated project that we're not used to bidding out. And during their due diligence, they discovered that part of the project wasn't included in Midwest Commercial's bid. So that would make, it was an additional $18,500, making the bid a little bit closer to Napier's, which came to a total of $136,290. And then we found out that Midwest doesn't carry workman's compensation, which is a city requirement, and so the Midwest became a non-responsive bidder. With that said, we'd like to go with Napier Construction's bid of $142,794. And the amount would include $6,000 in case we run into some issues for unforeseen circumstances. And this would be for the exterior foam roof. Questions?
Is there something then placed over the foam?
No, will be a smooth foam, and it can be colored. So the roof we saw in Owensville was white, but we would like to, and they said it's no problem, to color this one green so it matches all the other roofs, the pool roof, old pool house, pavilion, all that stuff. But it's a smooth foam surface. The actual Park Shop has a similar type roof on it, on the Park Shop out there, except that was years ago, and that roof is real bubbly. It's not real smooth like this one is. But there is it's made like that. I asked the same question. There's no hard, coating that you put over it, and it's made to wear like this.
So I guess it must harden to some extent, or,
Yeah, because I asked, I was like, hail won't like ping through it or anything like that, and they said no. And then, like I said, it is the same roof that we have on the park shop, and we haven't had any problems with it. And it did come by good recommendation from the senior center there in Owensville, and they've had theirs for, she said, 10 years now.
Is that roof gonna be a shingle roofed or just
No, it's a foam.
no, the actual roof of it?
No, he's saying that the foam is it.
Yeah, the foam is it, yeah, that's it, yep.
that's what I was asking.
No shingles, yeah.
Misunderstood.
Yeah, sorry.
So there's no real texture to it, then it's just a foam and that's it. It'd be-
Yeah, it looks real similar to a rubber roof, like if like the roof we looked at Owensville on their senior center, from the distance, it looked like the white rubber roof on the library, except it was foam,
White.
yeah.
What do they say the longevity is of that? Do they have any back,
I believe they said 25 years.
how roof removal will be on that?
Well, that was my question. What's the removal rate of the foam? If you spray it on, it's stuck? We gotta spray it over top of it again in 25 years? Or what's the hail proof? Is there anything like that involved?
I'd have to get you some more information
know.
on that, yeah. Or I could have even.
Well, I mean,
Egan,
rubber roofs have foam underneath them as well. You know, always, when we cut into roofs, put HVAC in. you know,
yeah,
we gotta
that
cut
one
into
does
it.
too,
But it's not sprayed in, it's layered back,
right.
so.
What do
it's
they
not that
say,
hard to
Wayne?
get up.
Like, let's say we had to cut a hole in it for ventilation or something down the road and stuff like that. Not a problem if you had to cut a hole and then I'm sure they flash it back in like you would any other roof.
I believe so. I'd have to double check with them to see. Now, it is a curved roof, so hopefully we're not cutting in. But it is possible because we will need to. There's also a budget amendment with this. Darren, when we were doing the budget, or when Darren was moving money around, things like that, he moved there was $900,000 for this, well, for the roof, HVAC, air conditioning, windows, a whole lot of things. And a lot of that has been put on hold for now. It was moved into a future year till we see what we want to do with the senior center in the near future. But he shifted all the money, the whole 900,000 from 24 to 26. So now I had to do a budget amendment for this money for the roof to go back into 24.
And I think the whole thing about this is once we get this done, we're gonna move the senior center back to the auditorium, is that correct?
That's the plan.
That's the plan, and a good plan, because we're renting the Elks now, yeah?
Yeah, it's not cheap either.
No.
Yeah.
This is gonna be the first step in better efficiency on heating and cooling, and therefore the option to air condition the upstairs of the auditorium, whether the senior center is downstairs or upstairs, hopefully
Right.
downstairs is enough room, but that is the essential plan, Dwayne, you're right.
Yeah, right. In the short term, it should help a lot with our heating in the wintertime of the upstairs. And then once we get new HVAC in a few years, then it'll help with that also.
When we looked into this, you can't air condition an auditorium without doing this first.
No, I understand.
So that was the initial thing.
Yeah, there's no insulate, there's no R value there at all right now.
Right.
And this will get us to, I think he said 30, R30.
Very good. It is really good. We've looked into a couple different layers of insulation and different things. If we went through this before, and I guess this has been the best way.
What did he think the thickness would be on this?
I'll have to get back to you on that. I don't know.
There's a lot of pages of contract here, and I'm looking for any of that detail, and I
Right.
guess that's what I'm not seeing. I don't see how thick it is, I don't
Yeah.
see a warranty, I don't see anything, which is,
Jeff, that meeting, what did somebody told us, was it 4 inches, something like that?
I was thinking the same thing when I read this weekend too, and I'm with Al. I read through those things, what the 100 pages had to say, but.
I'm thinking it's 4 inches, if I remember, don't quote me on that, but I think it was.
Right.
I have to agree, Mike.
Yeah, their documents are not very explanatory. I went through those things also.
Yeah, it was a new, is there
Lengthy, but not any information. Right.
their contract, and then I told them for the next project, we would get them what you normally see, our city contract that you guys are all used to looking at.
there's a lot of labor talk here, but very little, if any, material talk,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm driving at, I guess.
I had some questions also on the other part, but I suppose we're gonna have to forward this on first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Wayne, I do want to make one point or a question to you. It says at the due diligence by Egan, because they were the
Design?
design rep for us or builder's rep for us. Is it your opinion that you think they saved us from going with Midwest Commercial Roofing? Do you think their expertise in this saved that and therefore
I do.
worthwhile to do that?
Yes, I do. We were planning on going with them, and this came about I wouldn't say last second, but towards the end, because we've been working on this for a while, I'd say at least a month, maybe more than that, actually. And yeah, I was getting ready to write up this letter for Shingle Tech, and then he found this out, and I would have to say I was rather shocked that a roofing company doesn't have workman's compensation. So that's kind of what threw it over the edge there.
Okay. Well, again,
But isn't that, I mean, wouldn't that be on a farm though, anyway? Wouldn't they have to fill a farm out? Wouldn't they have to document all that, no matter if it was Egan or ourselves looking over this?
Document what?
Proven workman's comp.
Workman's comp.
You should have to
You should have.
submit
I
a
mean,
certificate
so
of
it doesn't matter
insurance.
if Egan's doing it or not.
Well,
It
I
should
think
be on a farm.
it is, but there's two different things. Egan discovered that Midwest Commercial Roofing had not had bid all the necessary work for the project. So if they stop that, kudos to them.
Yes.
That's worth it.
And they went out
The
and
next
asked.
line says they don't have workman's comp insurance. So it's two different things that threw them out.
No matter if it was Egan
I
or
agree with
not,
you. It should be on-
we should be on top of that with a farm, looking at their farm. That should be on our bid sheets somewhere. That-
Well, usually, I mean, someone.
It says in here it's a city requirement, so.
Yeah, it's a city requirement, so
Contract
whether we find it when we're bidding it out, I mean, it was in the bid document, so, some people don't pay attention to that stuff or they like to, I don't know. But it was in the bid document and we would have found it eventually, because either, like you said, after, we would have been calling them, hey, do you have workman's comp? Because we have to show the insurance and everything through auditors and things at the end of the year for that too. So we just caught it early, basically. But it was like Jeff was saying, it's two different things. We caught that not all the work was bid out correctly, and then this was kind of the topper.
So what's Plan B?
For what?
Well, if Midwest is not gonna do this.
Shingle Tech is gonna do it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
That's why we had to throw them out. So Shingle
I
Tech
got
is.
you, I got you.
Yeah.
But same application, same thing?
Yes, they bid on the
Good
same
enough.
thing.
Make a motion to send it on to council.
Second?
Motion by Hopmeyer, second by Coulter. Any other discussion, guys? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. It's on to council.
City Auditorium masonry repairs.
Okay, also in front of you, part of this project is tuck pointing and repairs to the brick at the auditorium. If you have noticed, especially the north side of the building where you walk in the steps, where it says City Auditorium on the side there above the doors, is in very bad shape. We're finding bits and pieces of brick on the ground weekly. And there's water getting in behind the brick from up top and then breaking some of the joints, and the faces of the brick are starting to come off. So it is a much needed repair. When Egan bid this out for us, just so we had an idea in the future what future repairs might cost and what all may be involved, they bid out the entire building to be tuck pointed. Right now, the entire building doesn't need to be tuck pointed, so we were able to whittle it down to what needs to be done immediately. And those prices were bid out by both companies. You see the overall bid. And then Packey came up as the lowest bidder with $44,905, and that includes $6,000 in unforeseen expenses, or unforeseen conditions, I should say. And so we would tuck point, seal, let's see what else, caulk, a lot of the cracks and brick in that building, especially on the front, right above, where the roof line meets the brick. There's water getting behind those bricks, and then that's what's causing a lot of the brick decay over the wording of the city auditorium, and then some of the other bricks in the front of it. So
Needs
it
to be
is
done.
badly needs to be done.
Yeah, Wayne, my question on this was, okay, so, let me see where that went again, your letter. So the Napier will be 142, correct?
Oh,
The one we just did.
oh, yes.
Okay, and this one's 44,
Yes,
correct?
yes.
All right, so we're at what, 186? Now, is this the project, it seems to me just last week, when we did budget, we were budgeting 135. Was that for,
I think that I think that was City Hall. I don't think wasn't for the auditorium, I don't think.
I thought that was City Auditorium, but. So, but you're saying this, okay, so this total 180-something is coming out of that.
900,000.
That 900 that was
Correct.
originally set aside.
Yes. And it got moved to, all of it, the whole 900,000 got moved to 26. And so now we would just take the 180 and put it back in 24 so we can do these projects.
My question, Wayne, is why, and it kind of goes back to the other issue that we just voted on. Why are we going, and no disrespect, I know Egan's a local vendor, but why are we using Egan when we spent money and gave an energy auditing company, Verigy, the blessing to go over all of our buildings and do these projects? We already spent money towards them, now we're giving money towards Egan as well. Why did we go
Well,
back?
that was done in 2018 in
Yeah, but the auditorium
preparation.
was part of that.
Yes,
Was on
in preparation for the half-cent sales tax. And I wasn't here for this, but this is what I've been told. And they did audits on all the buildings, and we did the windows and different lighting and things like that in a lot of these buildings. But at the time, the way I understand it, the city wasn't ready to do anything at the auditorium as far as roof and things like that. It was put in 2018, I guess, was before this current half-cent sales tax, so money was put in there. Now, I did personally send this to Verigy and Ellie of Verigy, and they had the opportunity to bid on it, and they did not.
Okay, all right,
Enough.
yeah, because I mean, I just hate spending money twice.
On the actual project, the roof project, because they do stuff like that, they did, and they did not bid on it.
Just to try to reiterate, Mark, I think when we did that in 2018, Verigy said windows need replaced for efficiency, and the roof, that's where it came from at that time.
Yeah.
But I don't think the
The
brick,
roof, the HVAC,
but
the
the brick
windows.
wasn't part of that.
What?
The brick wasn't part of that at Verigy's.
Well, the brick wasn't, yeah, it
No.
wasn't brought up then, it wasn't
Right.
crumbling, I guess now. The
Well-
library, HVAC, all that, City Hall
Right.
needs to be upgraded, all that was in on that.
Right.
I think what you're asking, Mark, so I think now I'm thinking about it a little better. In 2018, they did an energy audit of all the city, or most of the city buildings. What Egan's doing for us is more like an owner's rep and managing some of these city projects that we have, especially this one that involves this roof. And there'll be a couple of future ones, like the old pool house and City Hall insulation here and things like that. But it's kind of like what Verigy did in 2018 was an energy audit. What Egan's doing for us is kind of like what our pool rep did when we built the pool, building this out, dealing with the contractors, making sure they're doing what they're supposed to.
Verigy does that same thing, Wayne, they did the same thing in the library. They manned over the whole thing. They made sure everything was going smoothly with the contractor.
For the roof or for the roof? or-
HVAC?
Oh, HVAC, sorry.
Yep, they do that on anything that they're doing. They're the generals, and
Gotcha.
they'll deal with the contractors, so they do that, because I got 4 other projects going with them.
We
right
did build, and Darren did this, but we did, the owner's rep this was bid, there was a request for qualifications put out for this, for what Egan's doing.
now. Yeah.
I don't remember off the top of my head who all submitted for it, but I think there was multiple people.
There's only a couple, Mike. Egan and then the larger company that.
Yeah, and we decided to split it.
The larger company is going with the firehouse rep and the Egan is for the small,
So we decided, I think,
City Hall and those projects.
to let Egan, with these couple small projects, to see how well they did. So
Right.
just getting used to us, or us getting used to them. See how they did on these couple projects we felt very comfortable with
My whole thing is, Mike, is we already paid Verigy.
for an energy audit, and they didn't bid on this roof.
Right, but we paid them to look over more projects. It was an umbrella type thing, and just don't want to double dip.
There's another one for that. All right, thank you.
Other questions, guys? Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
Make it motion, send it on.
Okay. Second by Coulter. Motion was by Holtmeyer. Further discussion?
Your Honor,
Sir.
had nothing to do with the bid, but the winning bid is my brother, so I will abstain from the vote.
Good for you, Jeff. Okay.
Well, that's where that Patke name comes from, I guess.
That's it.
No, that's how I got the job.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
I do have, while I'm up here under report of department heads, two small things. One, last week, I think it was, or maybe it was the week before, I think it was early last week, I sent out, Casey designed a flyer for the Optimus Park ribbon cutting. And so I'm happy to report the final touches were put on today. The 7 remaining skate park features were installed today by the contractor. So that project is complete. So it was about a $150,000 project that we started back in February with concrete and fence and siding and whatnot. And so we'd like to have a ribbon cutting there. The plan is to have it Wednesday, this Wednesday, the 4th at 5:15. Optimus Club. I worked with them on the date and time. They can make it. So I hope some of you guys can make it. Sent out to Park Board and different groups like that. And then we're going to have our Park Board meeting at the park right after that. So hopefully it's a nice day. I see rain's in the forecast, but we'll be over there. And I was over there just a while ago. I had to sign off on the new skate park features, and they look really nice. Some color, so it adds a little color to the skate park. So, and then also this past weekend, myself, Darren, I sent an email about this right before this meeting, but myself, Darren Lamb, and 4 Washington Bloom committee members attended the American Bloom National Symposium in Spartanburg, South Carolina. And I'm pleased to report that we won 3 awards. We won the Urban Forestry Award for best urban forestry in the country, out of all the cities that compete in this. And then also...
Best in this country?
Yeah, of all the cities that compete in it. And then also for our population category, we won, it's called the Community Vitality Award. And so it's like the best overall or kind of best in show for our population category, which was 10,000 to 15,000. And then our advisors nominated us for the Urban Forestry Award too. So we had a couple different trophies and plaques to put in the trophy case and display and things like that. And a lot of hard work went into that by staff and volunteers. So people were very excited, especially the Weeding Wednesday people and urban forestry groups and the garden club and things like that. So we'll have a thank you for all those people later, usually in the fall. But you'll see, I think the paper's going to do a story on it possibly Wednesday. And there'll be a picture in the paper and everything like that. So very cool, and people were very excited. It was very cool to have Darren there. I think it was his first time attending this. And so he got to see and see the competition we were up against. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you, Wayne.
Congratulations.
Street Department bulk rock salt contract extension.
Good evening, Council. Tonight we're recommending purchasing our salt from Oakley Fertilizer. I don't know if you recall, we went with Oakley back in 2022. They were the lowest bidder. And 2023, they rolled over. We have a 4-year option on the contract. They gave us a great quote, so we stuck with them. Last year's price was $91, and we did not buy any salt off that contract. We just didn't need it. It was kind of an anomaly. We probably used 80 tons last year. So we didn't use that contract, so they've offered us a $80.42 bid this year, which is the same bid they gave to Franklin County. So we want to roll that over, same contract, and keep going with the same company. They're a really good company, mainly because it's a one-shop deal. I call or email one guy, and he says, when do you want it? And it's done. I don't have to call the seller, I have to deal with the trucking company. So, yeah. That's why we're going to recommend these guys.
more importantly, Tony, you saved us $10.50 a ton, and that's unheard of in today's world.
Well, the good thing is because our contracts go from October, if we really needed the salt, we could wait till after the 1st of October and fill the dome up. So,
Usually we're looking at what, 20% inflation? This is great.
yeah, yeah.
But as Tony said, they did the same thing for the county, which is,
Well, the county went out, they did a full bid.
right.
But the same company was the low bid anyway, so.
Where are they located at?
They are down by the riverfront.
Buchanan Street in downtown St. Louis.
And the quotes are all based on the mileage from downtown St. Louis to where they got it delivered to.
So you get it off a barge, I guess.
And if you were, part of the problem last year, the prices were so high was, believe it or not, the jam up at the Suez Canal. Apparently our salt comes from barges out of Egypt. And that caused a big backlog and they were low on salt, so.
The old Lang Stegman fertilizer plant.
No, oh, okay.
Oakley bought that 4 years ago. That's why.
Oakley bought what?
Lang Stegman. This is Lang Stegman on Angelica Street in St. Louis.
There's all kinds of entertainment around there.
Yeah, well, whatever. I make a motion to send to council.
Okay.
Second.
Thank you.
Motion by Patke, second by Bear. Further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes. Thanks, guys.
Any other department heads would like to come up and talk?
You guys, I'd like to announce, we have hired a new emergency management director. He's sitting in the back of the room. Justin, you want to stand up and identify yourself so these guys can see you? Welcome, sir.
Okay, I just need a motion.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All right.
Second.
Motion by Bear, second by Briggs. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Let's take a break.
Executive?
Nope.